Welcome back! Today on Dialed In DIY, I'm teaching you how to make some pretty awesome stadium horns that are great for just about any kind of celebration. Stick with me because throughout this video I'm dialing it in from the very basic version all the way to various ways that you can improve the mouthpiece and other performance options. And all you really need is some 3/4 inch PEX pipe and some discount store funnels. For this most basic version, I'm going to run this video portion in real time because it's really that quick and that easy. I've experimented with several lengths of this pipe to make these kind of horns, but I have found that anywhere from 12 to 18 inches seems to be pretty optimal for most of the types of designs that I've had to build. To add a really awesome and easy bell to the end of your horn, get one of these oil funnels. You can find them in the automotive section of a lot of different kinds of stores. A lot of the discount stores have them, as well as even hardware stores and pharmacies. It's really easy just to slide in a 3/4 inch PEX pipe and then fix it on there with a piece of duct tape. Guess what? It's done. 35 seconds? Yeah, I'd say that's under 2 minutes. And best of all, it works, as you can see. But if you want to stick with me a bit longer, I'd like to show you some different ways I like to dial these in for better performance and comfort. The first option we're going to look at is how to make a better mouthpiece. A straight cut on one of these PEX pipes, just like a piece of PVC, is going to leave some sharper or more angular sections that are less than comfortable on your lips if you want to play this for more than about 2 seconds. So let's get ourselves a heat gun and start making this look a little bit more like the mouthpiece on a regular horn. The not so high-tech portion of this step is this little dowel that we're going to use. I actually have 2 different sizes that I just sanded down into a cone shape at the end, which will facilitate stretching this out. Another good thing to have is a rag with some cool wet water. It'll help to improve the rate at which you can cure this when you're done and start working with it without burning your hands. First, I start off slow and heat it up until it just gets a little bit soft, and then take the smaller dowel and start to twist it down into the end. Once you can see it stretch out, I like to let it sit there, even grab the cool wet washcloth and wrap around that so that it holds to that form. Once it's cooled down and held that shape, I like to stretch it out a little bit more using the bigger dowel, but the process is the exact same as we did with the smaller dowel. Since the larger dowel is not going to go in far enough to stay on its own, you need to make sure that you can hold it until it has set and cooled. Once it's done, you're going to know that the outside has a little bit of a cone shape. I'll leave some of these shaped just like that, but others I'll go ahead and take one more step to shape this thing out by heating it up, then putting it flat against a heat-resistant surface and slowly starting to twist the pipe around until I can get the edges to fold out flat. Once they're flat, get the washcloth again and get them to cool down. Changing the shape of the mouthpiece helps with different size mouths, but it also helps to make different sounds when you're using this. An extra benefit of flattening it back out is it gives a really soft edge, which is much more comfortable against the lips. Another little user tip, if you do not have a heat gun, you can always try boiling water and setting the end of your tube down into that, but just be very careful when you go about stretching it because the boiling water can burn you. Want to have a cleaner finish than just having duct tape around the end of your horn? Well, let's look at finding a way to make that funnel fit a little bit more snugly in the tube. I happen to have a piece of metal pipe that is just bigger than the inside diameter of the end of the funnel, so what I'm going to do is heat up the end of the funnel and use this metal pipe to stretch it out just like I did with the PEX pipe. I'm not only causing the tube to stretch, but I'm pushing down a little bit at the end to make it pucker at the end of the funnel, which gives me a very secure fit inside the PEX pipe when we're done. By stretching the funnel and finishing it this way, it means that we can take this apart if we want to take it with us somewhere on the go to a sporting event or some other kind of celebration. If you're looking to clean it up a little bit more and want to get rid of the printed label on the pipe, I have found that rubbing alcohol and a rag works really well. Some of them, the label comes off really quick and easy like it did here, whereas some others I found I need to push a thumbnail or fingernail through the paper towel a little bit to make sure that I can get it all to come off. So these play out just like you would find on any of the other kind of novelty horns you could buy at a stadium or other locations, but if you need some other tips on how to play it a little bit better, check out what I've got listed on the screen here. If you're like me and you want to keep dialing it in, there's some additional things you can do to modify the sounds. Hey, how about making a bunch and decorating them to look like a holiday theme, or maybe to match your favorite sporting team's colors? I have found that spray paint done right is great for decorating plastics, and in fact you can even end up with a metallic looking finish, which is really realistic looking. Thanks for taking the time to stop by Dialed In DIY today and checking out the different ways you can make these stadium horns. If you enjoyed the video, want to make one of these, or just got a little bit of something out of it, let me know by clicking that thumbs up below. I'd also love it if while you're here you could subscribe. You can feel free to check out my various playlists which have similar videos to this, as well as many other things that you can make yourself. But as always, please feel free to come on back because there will be plenty more Dialed In DIY to come.